A lot of people think that the door for humanity is closing. In fact, if you speak to Europeans, younger people between 25 and 40, most of them, 71%, say they will not have children because the future is bad. That's Europe. 72% of Americans say that artificial intelligence spells the end, is negative. I think this is mostly because of, Black Mirror, Ex Machina, Hollywood. Any film you watch today about AI and technology in general ends really badly for us. It's a dystopian, basically. Right? So first the robots come and take our work, and then they harvest our bodies for energy. That's the end of it. But the reality, of course, is always a mixed bag with technology. Every technology has been used for bad things and for good things. I think really the future is better than we think. I was listening to the panel earlier, and yes, we have a lot of problems. Seems like we have a lot of problems right now. But we also have more capacity to solve them. I mean, the amount of stuff that we have invented in the last 5 years, especially since COVID, it's mind-boggling. Not only did we find a vaccine for COVID in 13 months, and some people say the next vaccine we'll find in 13 weeks, and then 13 days, we've made huge leaps pretty much everywhere. Very soon, WhatsApp will announce that their language processing capabilities will include up to 30 real-time languages. So you can speak in English, it will come out in Chinese or in Hindi, if your people are in India. I mean, science fiction is becoming science fact, basically. And make no mistake about this, any profession that has been under the radar and sort of inside, like legal, accounting, financial, is now next in line after media, after television, after music. I used to be in the music business, and we sold records. I made 20 records as a musician and producer. I made money selling records. And now, what do we sell now? Hard to say. A click. And now the interesting part is the record labels were fighting the internet for 15 years. In the US alone, they sued 255,000 people for copyright infringement for downloading music without paying. Instead of looking for a solution, which then came, of course, with Spotify. And now what do we have now? Take a wild guess. The economic situation of music is mind-boggling. 120 million songs are on Spotify for $10. One CD used to cost $20. So one song was $2. Now, 100 million songs cost $10. But around the world, 140 million people pay for Spotify. They don't all pay $10. But it's roughly $2 billion a month. It's a good chunk of new money. That should be a lesson to us. We look at technology and we see a threat taking our work away, destroying our business model, and so on. And that can be true, of course, as well. But in most cases, it just means we adapt, we find a new way forward. For the record labels, this is great. No more distribution, no more copying, no more trucks, no more vans, no more shipping. For the artist, I'm not so sure. That's a different story. That's a very old problem. So we can learn something with this. The other thing is that we have to understand that artificial intelligence just isn't the sort of global threat at this point. It can't do everything. It can do a few things. I'll explain in a second. It's a powerful tool, but it's not a purpose. It's not thinking like a human. A tool is a tool, and people with tools beat the people without the tools. Right? It's pretty straightforward. Always been like this. But the interesting part is that this machine can somewhat be confused with humans. Because by the performance it does, I'll show you in a second so you can see. But this is kind of a misperception that we think of this machine as being the sort of, the planetary power or something, or the alien intelligence, as some people say AI stands for.